WXII 12 News at noon starts right now.
Intense heat today could trigger severe storms in the Piedmont Triad. Meteorologist Michelle Kennedy will time out when we could see the greatest impacts. And the city of Greensboro is putting millions of dollars toward public safety, while first responders say the additional spending benefits all residents.
The president signs an agreement with Iran. I'm Rachel Hersheimer at the White House with what this means for the war and the economy.
We begin first with a look at the forecast. We did just mention it is an impact day and the clouds and heat are building across the Triad. Meteorologist Michelle Kennedy is here to track it all for us now. Michelle, how's it looking?
Well, hi, Lindsay. We do have some clouds, some showers and storms actually coming in from the north and west right now for us. You see this good line forming right along a cold front. We also have the remnants of Arthur sitting down to the south and west. So some interesting features today to get through. We're talking about flood concerns. We also have a risk of isolated severe thunderstorms. And then we are also looking at that threat to see Arthur potentially redevelop. So we do have a lot happening. You can see just massive amounts of showers and thunderstorms impacting folks in the Gulf Coast area. And so that's what we're watching for right now. The estimated rainfall in the past 48 hours has been in the neighborhood of 8 to about 12 inches of rain. You can see that here stretched out along the Gulf Coast states. We go north and you see that we've got about 4-inch totals from this system right along the cold front. So we have some opportunities here to get some beneficial rain. The question is, will it fall everywhere that we need it? We are looking at that, tracking the tropic possibilities now as we look at the remnants of Arthur being carried off by this cold front. Then a 10% chance within the next 2 to 7 days that it could reemerge over the Atlantic and potentially reform. So we're going to be looking at that carefully right now. Our temperatures are in the 70s and 80s. We have jumped into the mid and upper 80s, 90 though right now in Raleigh. We're at 70 in Galax, so a little bit milder as you get closer to that batch of clouds and rain and thunderstorm activity. Heat index making us feel more like the upper 80s, even though we're sitting at 85. And right now, severe thunderstorm risk spreads out with a slight risk for folks across the Piedmont Triad. We've been included in this, and this could include some isolated tornadoes potentially through early tomorrow. We'll be looking at that heat risk forecast for you too. All of this and much more coming up.
All right, Michelle, thank you. You can stay ahead of the weather in the Piedmont Triad by downloading the WXII 12 News app to your phone. Be sure to turn on those push alerts to be notified of storms and lightning approaching your neighborhood. And the remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur are soaking the Gulf Coast region. As Priscilla Thompson reports from Louisiana, up to 20 inches of rain is expected to fall.
Yeah, as you can see, the rain is still coming down here. The remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur still slamming the south. Here in Louisiana, we are seeing rivers like this one, the Chafuncta River, out of its banks. It has been spilling over into the neighborhoods in this area. Officials confirming that they had to do 6 water rescues yesterday. And while this water comes up very quickly and goes down quickly, as we see with flash flooding, it can still be deadly. Officials here confirming that 2 people were pulled from a canal yesterday. And we are not out of this just yet. We are talking about up to 20 inches of rain still possible for some areas throughout this region. And it comes after just days and days of this heavy rain. More than 100 counties across Louisiana and Texas under a disaster declaration as this rain continues. And it's also worth noting the World Cup, of course, happening there in Houston. The Fan Fest having to be canceled and changed as a result of this wet weather.
And a Greensboro mother charged in connection to the deaths of her children is due in court today. Brandy Sturtevant is facing 3 counts of second-degree murder. On December 12th of 2022, authorities responded to a house fire on Grimsley Street. 3 children were found dead inside. According to police, Sturtevant admitted to using the oven to heat the home. And investigators say the Department of Social Services got a call weeks prior to the deadly fire, saying the children were left home alone on a regular basis. 4 people are charged in connection with the deadly shooting last week on Ross Avenue in Greensboro. Police say Jaden Person was shot multiple times on June 9th and he died at the scene. A second person was injured in the shooting. Police announced a 15-year-old is charged with first-degree murder, attempted robbery, and felony conspiracy. They also announced Martavian Logan was arrested in Danville, Virginia, the day of the shooting. He's awaiting extradition on charges of murder, attempted robbery, and conspiracy. Officers also charged Danae Housey with conspiracy to commit robbery and Latacia Stewart with accessory after the fact. And a driver is facing charges in connection to a deadly crash in Burlington. Police say last Wednesday, Calvin Walker ran a red light at the intersection of Maple Avenue and Tucker Street, hitting another car. Investigators say a passenger in the vehicle that was hit was 95-year-old Elizabeth Dayton, and she died 2 days after the crash. Walker is charged with misdemeanor death by vehicle. And the agreement with Iran is now signed. This is video of President Donald Trump signing the document in front of European leaders at a dinner in France, ending his trip to the Group of Seven summit. Iran's president then did the same. The agreement sets into motion a new phase of negotiations to permanently end the war, where there remain a lot of big questions. Washington correspondent Rachel Hersheimer is joining us from the White House now. And Rachel, what is in this preliminary deal?
The Memorandum of Understanding signed by the president does a number of things. Number one, it reopens the Strait of Hormuz, and it also brings the U.S. and Iran to the negotiating table to discuss Tehran's nuclear program. Now, the president, however, left the door open to continue fighting if Iran does not comply.
Then it's a memorandum of understanding. If it doesn't get done in 60 days, that's all right. We go back to bombing. You know, I don't want to do that because it's so good. But we might have to, because we're never going to let them have a nuclear weapon.
A few hours later, he said the 60 days isn't a hard deadline. The agreement immediately allows Iran to sell its oil freely, a major concession by the White House. The U.S. will also lift its blockade of Iranian ports, which could bring gas prices down. And it also waives but doesn't eliminate some sanctions against Iran. In addition, it proposes a $300 billion development fund to rebuild Iran. Now, President Donald Trump is insisting this would be paid for by other countries and not the U.S. Ultimately, the president says reversing the economic damage of the war is his greatest motivator in getting to this point, which he says still prevents Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. Now, for months, the president has expressed he's against Iran charging tolls through the Strait of Hormuz, but this particular agreement only guarantees free trade for 60 days. At the White House, I'm Rachel Hersheimer.
This afternoon, U.S. gas prices are below $4 on average for the first time since March. North Carolina's average sits at $3.60. In the Piedmont Triad, we found Davidson County has the most affordable gas at $3.47 on average. The most expensive is in Caswell County at $3.75. And this week, city leaders in Greensboro passed a budget for the upcoming fiscal year. It includes more than $20 million in additional funding for public safety. The professional firefighters of Greensboro say the extra cash will improve its department's emergency response, and there will be more first responders on duty beyond regular business hours.
It all comes back to emergency response. How can we do our job better? How can we provide a better service to the residents of Greensboro?
The group's president adds there is a shortage of fire trucks in the U.S. right now, and this budget makes sure there will be long-term planning to make sure the department has the equipment it needs for years to come. Right now, part of West Market Street is closed in Greensboro, and this is happening between Green Street and Elm Street. We're told crews are working on a crosswalk in the area, and the closure is scheduled to last through 4 p.m. on Friday. Right now, New York Knicks fans are gathering in Lower Manhattan for the team's victory parade. Take a look. This is a live look at the festivities this afternoon. Hundreds of officers are on hand for record-setting crowds, and the NYPD commissioner says the number even tops that of New Year's Eve celebrations in Times Square. The Knicks are NBA champs for the first time since the 1970s. And we are 2 days away from the parade to celebrate Carolina's historic Stanley Cup win. Preparations are ramping up now. More than 100,000 Caniacs are expected to celebrate in downtown Raleigh. The city's mayor says the NHL is working closely with the city's police department on security for this event. The department did not share its safety plans, but says uniformed officers will be positioned along the parade route.
It is going to be a highly controlled event in many ways to allow a safe celebration, a festive celebration, and just make sure that this is a happy event and there are no problems.
And details for Saturday's celebration and parade are still being finalized. If you're not attending in person, you can watch the Carolina Hurricanes Parade of Champions live here on WXII 12 as well as WXII12.com and our YouTube and Facebook pages as well. One superfan has been getting Canes symbols tattooed on his arm during the team's historic playoff run, and now that the season's over, He has his full piece there. Bryson Carbley shared this photo with us, showing off his now completed tattoo sleeve. Carbley says this is the most intricate tattoo he has ever gotten.